Today we're in the Fishtown section of Philadelphia, specifically on the corner of Columbia and Girard. It's a great block. It's actually one of the best blocks in Fishtown, in my opinion. It's about 2 to 3 blocks north of the Frankfurt Ave corridor, where all the nightlife is. Frankfurt Hall, Johnny Brenda's, all the food trucks on the weekends. But the best part is it's a few blocks north, which means it's quiet at night on the weekend, so you can still get some sleep and enjoy that residential block without all the hustle and bustle of the nightlife and everything going on down on the Frankfurt Ave corridor. There are a lot of appealing parts to renting an actual row home, whether you're a tenant or you're a landlord or investor. Specifically, having an actual house means you deal with someone like me as the landlord. There's also a lot of studios and condos and sleeping chambers, I like to call them, up on 5 or 6 floors. They have common access between elevators on the ground floor. With this house, you actually get a house that someone owns, that someone cares about. I've owned this house for a long time. It's the little things that matter whether you're renting as a landlord or whether you're a tenant, to include ground floor access, front door, parking here on the street. We have a backyard here where you can put a grill. We have an alleyway which you can take the trash out, a full unfinished basement with a ton of storage, to include a roof deck all the way on the top. A lot of those things don't exist, those features and amenities don't exist when you're renting from a full-blown rental company up on the 5th or 6th floor in some high-rise. Welcome to 1224 East Columbia Ave in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right in the heart of Fishtown section. This is a 3-bed, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, 1,400 square foot home on one of the best blocks in Fishtown. Come on inside for a full tour. So here we have the living room in the front of the house. This is actually a perfect spot for the TV. The current tenant doesn't watch TV, funny enough, but the TV would go here. You could put your cable box and a bunch of books in here in a bookshelf. Living room in the front, transitioning over here towards the kitchen. It's a pretty decent sized kitchen. It extends back into the middle portion of the house here. We have the refrigerator, and then this door off to the right goes down into the unfinished part of the basement. Standard row home kitchen here with a little bit of thoroughfare here to the back of the house. Walking out of the back of the house, we actually have a mud room here, which the current tenant is using as a yoga room. The half bath powder room in the back of the house. And as I mentioned earlier, it's got a big backyard. This is one of the best parts because it's very hard to have a backyard this big in Fishtown. It's perfect to have some tables set up. You can have a grill, and behind the cameraman over here, you can take the trash out through an alleyway, which doesn't exist when you're renting those high-rise condos in Fishtown. So this is a 3-bedroom house. We're on the 2nd floor right now. This bedroom's in the front of the house. It's huge. There's 2 very big bedrooms, one in the front, one in the back. You can probably call both of them the primary. And then there's one medium-sized bedroom, which is in the middle, which is perfect for an office or a nursery. And then there's the full bath, which all the bedrooms share. In addition to that, once you exit outside of this room, you go up a stairwell up to the loft. The loft can be used as storage, another office, and when I used to live here, I used it as a crash pad. And then that loft exits out onto the roof deck, which you get skyline views. So exiting the loft here on the 3rd floor, you enter out onto the roof deck. This sun is blasting me, but nonetheless, it's a great view. You can see city skylines if you don't have terrible air quality like we do with all these fires, but it's a great spot to hang out, have a drink at night, chill out. I used to shoot fireworks off this deck way back in the day when I was immature, but I think the tenants, I'm not gonna recommend shooting fireworks off, but you can hang out up here on the roof deck. Good part about Fishtown and those Philly neighborhoods is a lot of these roof decks are good for social scenes. I appreciate everyone hanging in there, and as promised earlier for the investors, I'm going to break down my numbers. The rent on this house is $2,300 a month. My mortgage is only $1,400 a month. So that's roughly $10,000 a year in net rental income. So I take a few $100 out a year for plumbing, electrical, and all that kind of good stuff. So that's $10,000 a year in net profit. Over the next 3 years, obviously you do the math, I'm looking at $30,000 in net profit rental income. In addition to that, houses in this area are appreciating at like 5% a year, and that's a conservative number. This house is worth about $450,000 a year. So $450,000 times 0.05 is about $22,500 a year times 3, which is going to give me another $67,000 in addition to that $30,000. So we're looking at roughly $100,000 over the next 3 years just for somebody living in this house and me texting and calling a plumber or electrician once in a while. If you found this information helpful, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Until next time.